Hey everyone, so today I am taking on a makeup look that's kind of become a classic over the last couple years, and that is the cracked porcelain doll look. I did a little bit different eye makeup than most people do, and I also put on some big long pigtails. So if you want to see how I got this look, then just keep watching. So to start out, I'm going to color correct my skin with a little bit of green primer. This is the L'Oreal Magic Primer to reduce redness, just so we have a nice base that is really flat and smooth and doll-like. And I just dot this on with a concealer brush. For my foundation, I'm using the Milani 2-in-1 foundation mixed with a little bit of white face paint. And I applied it with a silly sponge since it was so thick and there was so much to start out, and then I blended it out with my beauty blender. After everything's been blended, you're going to want to set it with a powder. I'm just using the e.l.f. translucent powder and the little powder puff that comes with it. I also set everything with the Pro Oil Fixing Spray from Makeup Revolution. For my eyebrows, I just filled them in pretty thin, making them look like painted on little thin doll brows with my Milani Brow Pomade, and this is in dark brown or shade number 6. And then I just brushed it out with the spoolie so they were really soft. To soften the brows even more, I'm going to take some of this caramel colored brow powder from Anastasia Beverly Hills and add this to the brows just to make them look more powdery and like they've been sitting on my face for a while. Now to contour, I'm using my NYX Matte Bronzer in medium, and I'm not doing a super heavy contour, but just kind of rounding out my cheeks a little bit more and giving more of that porcelain kind of sculpted look. So I'm really blending this out to the point that it just creates enough shadow but doesn't really add to the bronze. And I'm going to put this in my forehead as well because dolls always kind of have like a ring around their hair, and I'm also rounding off the tip of my nose. Now that our skin's all finished, I'm going to add a white base to my eyes so that we have a nice smooth kind of doll-like base on our eyes, and using coconut cream from the Too Faced Semi-Sweet palette, I'm going to put this underneath my brow and all over my lid. And I'm going to do this pretty heavily because I want my base to stay really set, but I also want my eyelids to have no color on them. I have very dark veins on my eyelids, so there's a little bit of discoloration. So I want to cancel that out as much as I can with this powder, and this eyeshadow is so pigmented, even though it's so light, it really does cancel that out. So for my crease color, I'm using Home Sweet Home from Sugarpill on a little eye contouring brush from e.l.f. And I decided to use blues because I know a lot of people use pink or they just kind of go neutral, but I wanted to give it a kind of colorful but still kind of dark look. So I'm just blending this out into the crease, and it's just a really pretty sky blue color. So then I blended out the edges with my brush I used before with a little bit more coconut cream on there so we have nice soft edges. Now using Magpie Pigment from Sugarpill, I'm going to pack this all over my lids. It's a nice shimmery kind of deep tealy blue. I think it's absolutely gorgeous, and it almost looks black in some light, but really it's like a nice deep blue. After I laid down the first layer of pigment, I went back in with the same brush and packed on more pigment so that we have a nice blended, even kind of canvas, because when you blend out pigments, sometimes they can go patchy in areas. Plus I wanted this to be really bright and vibrant, so I'm just packing this on. And now I'm blending out the crease a little bit with a little bit of Home Sweet Home, just to make sure that everything looks very painted. So for my cheeks, I'm using this NYX blush stick in Tulip, and I'm just twisting it on my cheeks so that it's very rounded and blending it with my fingers. You can use a brush, but when you blend this out with a brush, it usually takes away too much of the pigment, and I want to look really rosy. For my highlight, I'm using Narcissus from NYX. This is one of their skin illuminators. It's just a nice peachy blush that gives a little bit of shimmer, but not going to be a really blinding highlight. So I don't know what happened, but my camera cut off me doing the first few cracks and initial holes, but basically you just paint on a shape with some black face paint to create a little hole, and then from there you just let the brush flow out from the middle and create little squiggles to create your little hairline cracks. And that is how I did this. Now around a couple of the cracks I put a little bit of white to create an almost highlighted look, and it looks like layers of the paint are chipping off your skin. So I added a little bit at the high points, or where I feel the high points of the crack would be. Under my eyes, very carefully, might I add, I'm painting on some white paint underneath so that my eyes look bigger and more doll-like. You can also use circle lenses if you have them. I personally don't have them yet. I did order some for some of my other looks, but I am just putting this on, and I think I put lashes on, and I don't know where that footage went either. My camera is not cooperating lately. I think I'm running out of space, so I need to move some things around. But after I put on the initial layer of white, I did blend it out a little bit and then apply more white over top, just because I wanted it to not be so stark white, but give you that illusion. So now I'm just adding a few more cracks. Again, like I said, there's no real process to this. I just kind of let the brush move where it wants to, and I am using black water activated paint. I just find it works easier than the cream paints. Also, a cool kind of effect I did, I connected a few of the hairline areas and then filled in little holes connecting them so it looked like another big chunk fell out. For my lips, I'm using two liquid lips from ColourPop. I have a Viper and Brooklyn, so I'm going to start by lining the lips with Viper. It's kind of a nice deep raspberry color, and it makes a wonderful lip liner color. Of course, you can just wear one color if you want, but in the middle I put Brooklyn so that we had a very nice light pink in the middle to create that doll kind of fake painted lip contour. I wonder how many times I said doll and painted. Someone comment down below. But after I put this on and let it dry, that is the end of the look. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you recreate this look, make sure you let me know down below, and I will see you guys tomorrow for another look. Bye.